Are you drowning in debt and feeling like there's no way out? I've been there. But today, I'm sharing how I escaped debt fast using frugal living habits that really work. And trust me, it's not about skipping lattes or cutting out every joy in life. Stay until the end for the one habit that completely transformed my financial journey. Let's look out. Chapter 1. The Reality Check. Let's start with the truth. Escaping debt isn't easy. For many of us, the income coming in doesn't match the bills piling up. I know how it feels to be stretched so thin that even the idea of saving money feels impossible. But here's the thing. I learned that frugality isn't about deprivation. It's about being intentional. What is frugality really? Frugality isn't about saying no to everything you love. It's about finding ways to make what you have stretch further while focusing on what truly matters to you. When I started my journey, I wasn't making a lot of money. My first step was realizing that every little change, no matter how small, could add up over time. Let's move to Chapter 2, the first habit. Track every penny. The first frugal habit that changed everything for me was tracking every single penny I spent. I downloaded a free budgeting app and started listing every dollar that left my account. Seeing it all in black and white was shocking. For example, I realized I was spending $50 a month on snacks at convenience stores, something I thought was just a small expense. What you should try tracking your spending for 30 days. You might be surprised where your money is going. Chapter 3. The Power of Prioritization. Once I knew where my money was going, I started prioritizing my spending. This is the second habit. Learn to separate your needs from your wants. Needs are things like housing, food, and transportation. Wants are things like dining out, subscriptions, or new clothes. My tip: be honest with yourself. I had to accept that some of the things I thought were needs were actually wants disguised as needs. For example, I switched to meal prepping instead of ordering takeout, which saved me about $200 a month. Chapter 4. Get creative with savings. The third habit was finding creative ways to save without feeling deprived. Here's what worked for me. Bartering and trading. I swapped skills with friends, like trading babysitting for help with yard work. I learned to fix small things around the house instead of paying someone else. You'd be amazed how much YouTube can teach you. Community resources. I started using free resources like libraries, local food pantries, and second-hand stores. These small changes saved me hundreds each month. Chapter 5. Tackling the debt head-on. The fourth habit was using the debt snowball method. If you've never heard of it, here's how it works. List your debts from smallest to largest. Pay the minimum on all of them except the smallest one. Throw every extra dollar you can at that smallest debt. When I paid off my first small debt, a $300 credit card balance, it gave me momentum and motivation to tackle the next one. Pro tip: combine this method with frugal living habits to free up more money to put toward your debts. Chapter 6. The Mindset Shift. Here's something most people don't talk about. Debt is not just a numbers game, it's a mindset game. I had to shift my thinking from "I'll never get out of this" to "I'm in control of my money." Here's what helped. Celebrate small wins. Every time I paid off a debt or saved $100, I celebrated. Stay inspired. I followed frugal living communities online to keep myself motivated. Gratitude. Instead of focusing on what I couldn't afford, I focused on what I had. Chapter 7. Increasing income. The game changer. Let's address the elephant in the room. Sometimes frugality isn't enough. If your income doesn't cover your basic needs, cutting back won't solve the problem. For me, the fifth habit was finding ways to increase my income while staying frugal. Here's what I did. Side hustles. I started freelancing online and selling unused items on marketplace apps. Negotiating bills. I called service providers to negotiate lower rates on internet and insurance. Building skills. I took free online courses to learn skills that helped me land a higher paying job. Even an extra $200 a month can make a huge difference when you're trying to pay off debt. Chapter 8. The habit that changed everything. Now, here's the habit I promised at the beginning. Saying no. Saying no isn't about deprivation, it's about protecting your future. I had to learn to say no to impulse purchases, social pressure to spend money, my own desire for instant gratification. When I mastered the habit of saying no, I realized I was saying yes to something far better: financial freedom. Chapter 9: Balance and Sustainability. Frugality doesn't have to mean giving up everything you love. Once I was debt-free, I allowed myself small splurges that fit into my budget. Example: instead of expensive vacations, I planned affordable weekend trips. Frugal living isn't about punishment, it's about living intentionally and sustainably. Finally, escaping debt isn't easy, but it's possible. By adopting these frugal living habits, I was able to take control of my finances and create a life of freedom and security. Which of these habits will you try first? Let me know in the comments. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more tips on frugal living and financial freedom. And remember, every small step counts. You've got this.